not your typical host. Fear not, however. Jillian and Olivia are on their class trip, so I am filling in. We still have so much great content for you today, folks. First up, we have Yay Sports. We have had a great week in sports. On Monday of this week, our high school softball and baseball teams played against Moultonborough. The girls lost 18-1, and the boys won 22-4. On Wednesday, the teams played White Mountain Regional High School. The girls lost 21-19, and the boys lost 1-0. The middle school teams both faced Haverhill on Tuesday. Tonight there will be a JV boys doubleheader at home with games at 3 and 5. Then next week we have a very busy sports schedule. The varsity softball team will travel to Pittsburgh Cannon for a 4 o'clock game, while the varsity baseball will host them at 4 on Wednesday. The varsity teams will play profile at 4, the boys at home and the girls away. Then on Thursday, the softball teams will host Woodsville at 4. And finally on Friday, the teams will play Groveton. The boys at home and the girls away. For middle school sports next week, the softball teams will host Lisbon at 4 on Monday, and the baseball teams will travel to play profile at 4. On Tuesday, the teams will play Haverhill at 4:30 on Thursday. The boys will be playing at home and the girls will be playing away. Great job to all of our sports teams, and good luck in the upcoming games. Many of our seniors have now committed to their colleges, and Jillian has prepared a video for us, with the seniors telling us which colleges they plan on going to in the fall. So let's check it out.
I'm going to Tufts next year.
Woohoo!
I'm going to White Mountain Community College.
Next year, I will be attending Vassar College.
My name is Jordan Stevens, and I'm deciding between Franklin Pierce University and Plymouth State University.
Lakes Region Community College.
I'm going to Wentworth next year.
I'll be attending Lakes Region Community College this fall.
I'm going to Plymouth State University.
I'm going to Skidmore next year.
SNHU, I'm going here next year.
I am going to Bridgewater University next year in Massachusetts.
I'm going to St. Joe's this year.
I'm going to Plymouth State University next year.
I'm going to UNH.
Plymouth State! I'm going here next year.
I'm going to Lincoln Technical Institute in East Windsor, Connecticut.
I'm going to UNH.
Here on the Kanc Connection, we wish you all the best. Up next is an interview that I conducted with Mr. Pribernow. Let's hear what he had to say for us. Hello, I'm Emma McNamara. Welcome to the Principal's Point of View. Today I have a few questions for you.
Thank you.
And the first one is, do you have any updates on the current COVID situation you'd like to tell our students?
The situation that I'm aware of and what we're doing is obviously we're not doing screening anymore, right? That's up to you, it's up to your parents to monitor any kind of screening. We're still going to continue wearing the masks through the end of the school year, and we have a board of people kind of getting together to but to try to figure out what is it going to look like next year. I don't want to say that it's going to look just like this next year. I think as we move forward, we got to be able to come back to some sort of sense of normalcy, whether it's just wearing masks in transition, taking them off in the classroom, because we definitely have enough space for people to be spread out 6 feet if we still have to do that. And as you know, those numbers actually went down. The state has been opening things up. You know, when you look at restaurants, everything's at full capacity right now, so I don't see why there's any reason why we can't kind of do something a little different. I think there's a lot of mask fatigue. I think you guys are tired of it, we're tired of it, but we still want to maintain that sense of safety.
Okay, so next year you're expecting things to calm down a little bit, is what it sounds like?
I would think so, yeah. I think we need to look at what is that going to entail in our classroom in order to keep people safe. And whether it's, like I said, using transitions for masks or no masks at all, or giving kids an opportunity to use a mask break when they need it within the classroom, as long as we're not breathing all over people and everything. And then obviously there's that sense of your own responsibility. What is your responsibility in this? If you're feeling like you're good enough to come to school, but you got a little bit of a hacky cough because of allergies or whatever, and you feel like you want to wear a mask, then wear a mask. Nobody should be criticizing others for that if they want to take advantage of their own safety.
Okay, and my last question is just, do you have any fun COVID-safe plans for the summer?
I do. We're going to go to my nephew's wedding in Wisconsin, and I can't wait. Really good people, and I haven't been home in a long time, and that's where I'm headed.
Okie doke, I wish your nephew a happy wedding, and that was the Principal's Point of View.
Thank you.
For now for that interview. It's now almost that time of year again to pick your schedule. Before you make your final decisions, please consider doing an ELO. We have compiled a video advertising what an ELO is and how you can begin one of your own.
An ELO is an experiential learning opportunity or an extended learning opportunity for students in the school. Students are able to gain outside electives and credits for working in a field that is something that they're excited about. The benefits to doing an ELO is to obviously gain credit, but it's also to get the hands-on experience within the field. This year we have many ELOs that are offered. It's been one of our biggest years yet. Everything from coding to horse therapy to studies of religion and history, journalism, graphic design, and many more. So ELOs are important for the school because it allows the students to keep working on with the hands-on opportunity to gain elective credit outside of the traditional walls of the school.
My name is Andrew, and I am currently enrolled in a welding ELO with Mr. Hood. This year, I've learned about various welding types, techniques, metal types, the whole engineering process, and much more, all while playing with fire and electricity and building some pretty cool stuff that actually has a practical use. Right now, we're working on rebuilding a completely worn-out tractor bucket so it can hold more snow than ever by making it larger than before. Even though our towns are small, there's a variety of jobs out there, many of which we don't even know exist in our town. Whether you like playing with steel like me, or want to learn to program computers like my friend Ethan, or study world religion like Jillian here, the ELO will put you in a program that's good for your interests.
A student, if they're interested in participating in an ELO, should contact me and we can figure out a way to put it into their schedule.
If you have a passion or something that interests you, I encourage you to capitalize on the opportunity and do an ELO. The ELO every day is by far the highlight of my day, and I'm not exaggerating when I say sometimes it's the reason I get out of bed. I strongly encourage everyone to do an ELO. Not only will you have tons of fun, but it'll prepare you for your future.
What a great video, Jillian. For more information about ELOs, please reach out to Ms. Whedon. We now have our last video from the Anatomy and Physiology lab. Here's a look at Blake's experiment.
I'm Blake Tower, and my experiment was focused on the effects of energy drinks on the heart rate. Energy drinks are always referred to as unhealthy, and I wanted to test some of the more common drinks that are regularly sold in gas stations and other stores, and often have advertisements and sponsor events. The 4 energy drinks that were tested were Red Bull, NOS, Monster, and Reign, and they were all given to the participant in their normal 1-serving cans. The participant was around the average weight and healthy, and daily consumed caffeine, meaning no other issues with health, should have contributed to an increase in heart rate. In addition to this, the subject was kept in a relatively calm environment and was not to exercise or do any physical activity that could increase their heart rate. Firstly, the subject's resting heart rate was recorded, so there's a baseline value that can be compared to the heart rate after consuming energy drinks. Next, after 30 to 45 minutes, a secondary heart rate value was recorded that represented the heart rate after consuming energy drinks. The data that was collected definitely showed an increase in heart rate after the 30 to 45 minute interval, and every drink showed this. As you can see, the red lines represent after consumption, and they're all elevated above the blue lines before. One change that could have been made to my study was to include more participants. As you can see, we only had 1. Another change would have been to have them sitting the whole time, which wasn't ideal for the week that we did this. And another experiment that could have been done was to compare energy drinks to coffee.
Thank you, Blake. I now have a brand new myth for you today. So welcome back to It's All Greek to Me. Today we'll be talking about the Gorgon Medusa. Honestly, I was shocked to realize I hadn't done this myth yet. The tale of Medusa is a classic. From pop culture osmosis, we all know that at least some of it. Medusa, you know, that weird lady who has snakes for hair and turns people to stone. And while that's all correct, there is a lot more to know. Medusa had 2 siblings who were both hideous monsters known as the Gorgon sisters, whereas instead she was a beautiful mortal. But then, like a few other people we've talked about, she made a mistake. Either through an affair with Poseidon or incredible hubris, Medusa angered Athena. And we all know how that ends. Athena found a mortal that was prettier than her, and so of course she turned them into a monster as punishment. Athena made Medusa into a horrible beast. And the snake hair wasn't all. Poets claimed that she also had copper hands, gold wings, boar's tusks, and fanged teeth. And to add insult to injury, Athena made it so anyone who saw her now hideous face would turn to stone. Eventually, the news of her existence got out, and a hero was chosen to fight her. And this hero's model was called Perseus. I could go over his story in depth, but honestly, we've heard it before. He is a bit tropey. But in short, the King Polydictus got mad at Perseus, and because no one can just straight up kill anyone in these myths, Polydictus sent him on a quest hoping he would just, die on the way. And so, that was with a bit of divine help that our hero reached Medusa. And of course, Perseus knew Medusa would turn him to stone on sight, so he improvised. Using a heavily polished shield, he snuck into the cave she resided in, and using only his reflection, he took out his sickle and cut her head off. The dramatic irony, of course, comes from the fact that the image on the shield was Athena. But other than dramatic irony, this triggered a different event. It just happened that Medusa was pregnant this whole time, and because myth logic, I guess, her children, Chrysophor and Pegasus, sprung from her neck. Pegasus, we all know. It's just a winged horse. Although we don't know much about Chrysophor, he seems like he was just a normal human, but we can at least assume he was a warrior, due to his name meaning he who bears a golden sword. But now that she was dead, Medusa had to be put to some use, so Perseus took her head and gifted it to Athena, where drops of her blood created snakes, and she still turned people to stone. Then her blood was also used as a cure-all, as well as a poison. Eventually, her head was even gifted to Hercules himself, where it was used as a weapon. And that's the tale of Medusa. That was It's All Greek to me, and signing off. And now for the Spring Fling. Jillian has put together a short video with footage from the Spring Fling event right before vacation, so let's take a look.
Last Friday before vacation, Lin-Wood hosted its first ever Spring Fling. This was an event put on for grades 6 through 11, planned by the seniors. It was similar to a winter carnival, but the teams were mixed up between grades, and the events focused on non-athletic events. Overall, Spring Fling was a success, and we hope it will remain a Lin-Wood tradition for many more years to come. Let's see what some staff and students have to say.
How's your Spring Fling, Miss Parent?
It's great, thanks! We had some great wings and ribs.
How's Spring Fling for you?
It's going well. No major hiccups so far, but we still got half a day to go through, so we'll see.
Want to say anything to Kanc Connection?
Hey, Kanc Connection. Having a great Spring Fling.
One of the Spring Fling too. We now have some words of wisdom for Miss Duras for our senior students. I wonder what she has to share.
Hi, class of 2021. I'm getting ready to climb up Mount Garfield here. As you can see, still snow. My quick note to you is to focus on what you can do, because that will really help. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
That's great advice, Miss Duras. This is another reminder to our high school students that your chance to buy prom tickets is running out. A decision has been made to allow the freshman class into prom, so we hope to see them there. Ticket sales are ending this coming Monday, so don't forget. They can be purchased in the front office for $25, and the prom itself will be held on May 22nd. Have fun dress or suit shopping, and don't forget to have a great time at prom. Also, Miss Duras has been doing a bit of spring cleaning in the library, so she has a large number of old library magazines that she's trying to give a new home. Check the table in the main hallway for interesting titles that change every day. Get them soon, because when they're gone, they're gone. Do you like hiking? Do you like books? Well, maybe you should check out joining Girls of Summer or Boys of Summer. Reach out to Ms. Krill for more information. Other than that, that's the end of our show. Thank you all for joining us, and have an amazing weekend.